This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? Is your boy. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It's not even afternoon, it's evening that I'm on. So good evening to you. I'm glad we're here. The Knicks, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to have a chance to win 6 in a row tonight as they face the Dallas Mavericks. And guess what? Luka is not playing tonight. He's out, ladies and gentlemen. So that definitely increases the chances that the Knicks will get a win tonight. And, of course, it's not just based on Luka. The Knicks have been playing. Excuse me for a second. See that? See the way that, I don't know if you guys even heard that, but, you know, for whatever reason, my mixer decided to put a robot voice on when I didn't want a robot voice. But anyway, the Knicks are taking on the Luka-less Dallas Mavericks. Also, Dante Exum is out. No Grant Williams. Yeah, all of that. A lot of guys are out, ladies and gentlemen. So the Knicks are going to have a better chance of winning tonight. They had a chance of winning anyway. Let's not say better. You know what I mean? Because the Knicks are on a 5-game win streak looking for number 6. Looking for number 6. Shout out to Dope Soul. I haven't had a chance to talk with Steph in a while. I really got to give Steph a call so we can chop it up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And also make sure you support the channel. You can support NBK using Cash App at $nothing-but-Knicks or through PayPal at paypal.me/nothing-but-Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. You know the channel has been demonetized, so all of your support is definitely appreciated. Let's go ahead and break this one down. All right, because, yeah, like we said, the Knicks are playing a team that is at less than full strength without one Luka in tow tonight. The injury report, of course, you know, for the Knicks, Mitchell Robinson is out. But for the Dallas Mavericks, Luka is out. Dante Exum is out. Grant Williams is questionable with a right ankle sprain. Maxi Kleber is doubtful. Derek Lively is doubtful. So, you know, the Knicks should go into Dallas and take care of business tonight. They should go take care of business tonight. No doubt about that. And before I move forward, I do definitely. My man E-Money said, shout out to IQ. Yeah, definitely shout out to IQ, ladies and gentlemen. IQ wrote a very, very nice letter to the Knicks fans. I was going to say the fans of the New York Knicks, but he wrote a very, very nice, heartwarming letter to the fans, also to the organization, and to certain people within the organization. Well, to everybody within the organization. Very good letter. It came out through the Players Tribune. I really did give a big shout out to Julius Randle and talked about how much he learned from Julius Randle, how much Julius Randle supported him, and how much, he just watched Julius Randle, his routines and all that kind of stuff. And said that he would sometimes just text Randle and ask him how he got into certain mindsets and all of those things. And he said when he got traded, Julius Randle sent him a text and said, no matter where you are, I got your back. And he said that really meant a lot to him, especially during his time, of confusion and all that kind of stuff. And he told a really, really nice story about when he first got to the Knicks when you get to the Knicks, if you have a white jersey, you're starting, a blue jersey, you're coming off the bench, the second unit. And if you get a green jersey, you're probably not playing, and a black jersey, you're probably not playing. And he said as soon as he walked through the door, he was throwing a green jersey. You know what I mean? He said, he looked at it like, I was McDonald's All-American, Player of the Year, and all of this stuff, and now I got a green jersey. And he said in preseason, the first game he didn't play, second game he got 6 minutes, third game he, got like 20 minutes, and then, he played in another game, and he was like, yeah, Tibbs, you got to play me now because everybody was hurt. Dropped like 25 points, and he thought, yeah, I'm starting now. There's no doubt about it. I'm starting. Got back to practice, and they threw him a green jersey. Funny story. It was a really, really good letter by IQ, and really expressed how much he loved playing in New York. He loved the organization. He loved the fans. And you can tell that he's going to miss being a Knick, but he's looking forward to the opportunity that's ahead of him. So, big shout out to IQ for the letter. Really, really good letter. If you get a chance to read it, make sure that you read IQ's letter to the Knicks fans, the organization, players on his team, and all of that stuff. And it's probably going to be a heartwarming moment when he comes back to New York in just a couple of weeks. You know what I mean? Yeah, so big shout out to IQ for that. E-Money said IQ, he used to live down the street from IQ. Yeah, that's pretty dope. I got a chance to meet IQ. It's a cool cat. It's a cool dude, man. Real down-to-earth brother. But again, injury report for tonight. Luka is out. Dante Exum is out. Maxi Kleber is doubtful. Derek Lively is doubtful. I seen someone in the chat say that he's playing. The last report, I think this report was 5:30. He was doubtful. Grant Williams is questionable. So the lineups change a little bit with those guys being out. Right? Well, at least with Luka being out, the lineup definitely changes. You know what I mean? And normally Luka is starting at that point guard spot, but you would assume, or I would assume, that with Luka being out, Kyrie will be starting at that point guard spot, and you probably elevate Tim Hardaway Jr. to the starting shooting guard. Then you got Josh Green, Derrick Jones, and Dwight Powell. Right, for the Knicks, Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, OG Anunoby, Julius Randle, and Isaiah Hartenstein. And the matchups change significantly. As a matter of fact, these lineups are a little bit more advantageous for the Knicks. Because when you got Luka, who's a 6'7" point guard, out there on the floor, well, now you got to match up with Luka. Right? And then, of course, you got Kyrie Irving playing the other guard spot. You know what I mean? And he's just, he's unguardable, right? For the most part, Kyrie Irving is. I mean, so is Luka. They're both unguardable. So for the Knicks, I mean, obviously OG would have been playing Luka. And Dante probably would have been defending Kyrie. And then you got to figure out, okay, well, now what do we do with Brunson? I guess Josh Green, Derrick Jones Jr. Who does Brunson guard now? Well, things change a little bit. Luka's not on the floor. So now OG, are you putting OG on Kyrie? Are you putting OG on Tim Hardaway Jr.? Right? So you have a decision to make there. Are you putting Dante on Kyrie? I mean, size-wise, they match up. But obviously, OG Anunoby is the better defender. Right? So you got to figure out who's going to go where. I mean, I think I would probably put OG on Kyrie. He can defend it. Listen, Kyrie's going to do Kyrie anyway. Probably put OG on Kyrie. Dante on Tim Hardaway Jr., and then, you got to figure out what you're doing with Jalen Brunson. Unless you just figure Kyrie's going to get his anyway, you put Jalen Brunson on Kyrie. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I don't think that's going to happen. Julius Randle, Derrick Jones Jr., maybe Julius Randle, Derrick Jones Jr., I'm assuming Jalen Brunson, Josh Green, and then you got Isaiah Hartenstein and Dwight Powell. Right? I guess that's how, the defensive matchups might look for the Knicks. It's hard to say. It's hard to say what's going through Tom Thibodeau's mind. But Josh Green, he gives you 6.6 points per game, 2.8 rebounds per game. He's not really one of your scorers out there. He's going to, attempt between 3 and 8 shots per game. Right? So you might as well put Jalen Brunson on him and let your guys that play defense let your guys that play defense. Not to say that Jalen Brunson isn't a defender. He's not the best. You guys know. You already know. Now, the other way around, these guys can't stop Jalen Brunson or Julius Randle. Right? I just seen it in the chat. Who's guarding Jalen Brunson? Who's guarding Julius Randle? You know what I'm saying? These guys aren't guarding either one of them, Jalen Brunson or Julius Randle. Kyrie's not, he's not going to stop. They're guarding him, but they're not going to stop him. Kyrie's not going to stop Jalen Brunson either. Derrick Jones isn't going to stop Julius Randle. Neither is Josh Green. Well, Josh Green is 6'5" anyway. You're not putting him on Julius Randle, I don't think. Right? So, I think the Knicks have the better matchups today. Without Luke on the floor, I think the Knicks definitely have the better, I don't want to say better matchups, but they have the better players on the court. They have the advantages on the court, in my opinion. Then obviously with Tim Hardaway Jr. in the starting lineup, the second unit changes. Because you got to take Tim Hardaway Jr. out of the starting lineup. And I'm not exactly sure if I changed the lineup. Let's see. I did. There we go. Kudos to me. Of course, for the New York Knicks, you got Miles McBride, Quentin Grimes, Josh Hart, Randle/OG, Precious Achiuwa, and that unit changes a little bit too. Jalen Brunson plays a little bit with the second unit, and Grimes comes out. All of that stuff, you get it. You know that. For the Mavericks, you got Hardy, Curry, A.J. Lawson maybe playing instead of Tim Hardaway. Well, not instead of Tim Hardaway Jr., but in place of Tim Hardaway Jr. Grant Williams is questionable for tonight, so we'll see. And then you got Richaun Holmes out there. So we'll see if Grant Williams is even playing because he's questionable. Obviously, the Knicks should have the strength coming off the bench, especially now that Tim Hardaway Jr. will be in the starting lineup. I think the Knicks should have the strength coming off the bench. Seth Curry is a shooter. We know that. Right? He can light it up. But as currently constructed, as these teams step on the floor, I mean, listen, I'm giving the advantage to the Knicks. No doubt about it. Advantage to the Knicks tonight. I expect the Knicks to come away on a 6-game win streak. Hopefully, I'm not jinxing them, but that's what my expectations are. This team is focused, very focused. Very focused. So, I'm expecting them to come away with a 6-game win streak tonight. The Knicks are currently 5th in the Eastern Conference. They're tied with the Indiana Pacers, but because they lost to the Pacers have the tiebreaker. The Knicks have the tiebreaker over Cleveland. The Knicks, Cleveland, the Pacers, they are all 1 game above Miami, 1 game above Orlando, 5 games above Chicago, 6.5 games above Brooklyn. And they're all 1.5 games behind Philadelphia. So these teams are fighting. Listen, that third spot, I mean, right now, Milwaukee is 25-12. All these teams, New York, Indiana, Cleveland, are all just 3 games behind Milwaukee. These spots are up for grabs, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. And with the Knicks playing the way that they're playing, they're going to have a chance to grab one of them. And when you look at the upcoming schedule, the Knicks can get this win tonight, as I think we expect they should, given the injury report. The Knicks should really, really have a shot at coming away with this win. And then you got the Grizzlies, who just beat Dallas a couple of games ago, blew Dallas out. But they're not at full strength with Ja Morant being out for the remainder of the season. The Knicks should have a good chance to win that game. And then they got a rematch with the Magic on Martin Luther King's Day, January 15th. That's going to be a tough one. A lot of implications in the standings, right? Right now, the Magic are 1 up on the Knicks. The Knicks need to tie it. And then they got the Rockets on January 17th. And then the Wizards on January 18th. And then Emmanuel Quickley and R.J. Barrett come back to the Garden on Saturday, January 20th. So, the Knicks really do have a chance to gain some ground in that Eastern Conference. Gain some ground in that Eastern Conference. Let's see what they can do. It got to start tonight, though. They got to get this win tonight against a team that's kind of injured. It'll win tonight. I want to send a shout out to Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. Both teams right now are top 10 in the Eastern Conference in voting. Both teams, both players, top 10 right now in the Eastern Conference in voting for the All-Star game. We got to keep voting them in. We got to keep voting them in. Keep voting, ladies and gentlemen. Keep voting, because there's a lot of competition, especially from that guard spot. A lot of competition out there. A lot of competition. East Blue Drew. Make sure I say your name correctly. Ask the question, who's the toughest of those teams, the teams that I just named off? Good question. Like you, none of those teams scare me. I'm like, oh my gosh, we can't beat this team or that team. None of those teams really scare me. I think we can beat them all without a doubt. The toughest is probably Orlando. I think they're probably the toughest out of that group. The Knicks haven't matched up with the Rockets yet to see what they look like. But they're a 500 team. I think the Knicks should be able to handle them. The Orlando Magic game is the scariest one to me. That's the toughest game out of that group. Up until the 20th, I would say. They're young. They can play fast. They play defense. They play hard. I do get afraid that that's going to be a team that gives the Knicks trouble all season long. Anytime they play them. Regardless of where they are in the Eastern Conference. And there's been a lot of people waiting for Orlando to fall out. They haven't fallen out. They've stayed tough. They've stayed right there. Yeah, that's a tough matchup, I think, for the Knicks. But this current New York Knicks team hasn't played Orlando. Right? So we don't know what it's going to look like. The last time we played Orlando, we had R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley in tow. So now every team we play from now going forward is going to be, obviously look at us a little bit different. Because we look different. We play different. We are different. You know what I mean? We are different. Tonight, against the Dallas Mavericks, obviously, You got to figure out how to stop what to do with Kyrie in that starting lineup. You know what I mean? I mean, you're going to put OG and Anunoby on Kyrie. You're still going to have to help out. You got to put OG on Kyrie, but I think you also got to give OG a break every now and again. You don't want him to get in foul trouble, right? And if this game is tight, comes down the stretch, you want OG to be able to be out there on Kyrie. So throughout the game, I think you should give him a little bit of help. You know what I mean? If you can give him a little bit of help, then you can save OG for a little bit later on to be able to guard Kyrie. I'm also interested. Well, let me finish going through my keys. So, you got to figure out Kyrie Irving. You know what I mean? How you're going to defend Kyrie Irving. I'm pretty sure, you had one thought process going into the game. You find out that Luka is no longer playing. Your thought process might change just a little bit in the way that you defend this team. All right, so that's always going to be, got to make sure we have that until for the Knicks offensively continue to move the basketball the way that they've been moving the basketball on the offensive side. You know what I mean? Keep it growing, keep it going, keep it building. You know what I'm saying? See if we can continue to use OG the way that we used him last game. OG led the team in scoring 23 points. See if we can continue to let OG get into the flow. You know what I'm saying? And this team seems together, right? All on the same page, approaching the game with the same mindset. And, of course, that's a positive thing. Dallas Mavericks shoot a high clip from the three-point line, 36.8%. We got to make sure we're defending that three-point line. All right, run them off the line. See if they can attack the paint, right? I mean, obviously, Kyrie Irving can attack the paint. Who else is going to attack the paint with this group? You look at the starting lineup right now, points are coming from Kyrie, but who else? Tim Hardaway Jr., right? Is Tim Hardaway Jr. going to, don't let Tim Hardaway Jr. have a major night tonight. Right? Kyrie's going to get his. Don't let Tim Hardaway have a major night. Because obviously they're missing scoring without Luka. Guys like Josh Green, Derrick Jones Jr., don't let them go crazy. You know what I mean? Don't let Seth Curry go crazy off the bench. I said Seth Curry. I'll make sure I didn't say Steph. Derrick Jones Jr. is giving you 10 points per game. Don't let him get 20. All right, obviously, watch out for that guy in transition. All right, other than that, the Knicks got to take care of the ball. Right, let's not have one of those nights where they, get into a turnover frenzy. Take care of the basketball. We should be good. We should be good. Let me get to a phone call real quick. And actually, I got to get out of here early today, ladies and gentlemen. I know I started kind of late. I got some business dealings that I'm doing right now. So I'm going to get out of here a little bit early because I got basketball practice. But I got to get to a phone call first. All right, Jay Boogie, what's popping with you, brother? How you feeling?
Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. Bless, health, happiness to everybody. Happy 2-4. We mambaing up this year. What that mean? Everybody must be in mamba mode. Rest in heaven to Kobe. It's 24. Hope everybody in the greatest form of health. Anything you're going through, just know we pray that you not only go through it, that you get through it. Shout out to the chat. The best chat it is in the world belong to this orange and blue. Shout out to Mr. Sim, a.k.a. Mr. Ron O'Neal, the Superfly, the podcasters. Hope you're in the greatest form of health, my brother. And I hear you talking about, the competition. There is no no competition. You know, the trade, we already smashed him twice in his own building. Donovan, you already know what I've done to him. Maxey, you just seen what I've done to him. Jimmy, he getting to be on the basis of because of his commercial, looking like, with his hair all drawn up. He ain't got no business up there. Bam, already busted. So only thing that we need to do is continue on voting, mashing that button, putting our players where they need to be. They putting in all-star numbers. They playing like all-star levels. They playing, together. They happy. We need to support our team and get them where they supposed to be because they already on a mission. They showing you what they're about and they handling their biz. I look for us to do what we need to do to Dallas. Take advantage. Luka ain't playing. That's not our problem. I don't care about Kyrie. I don't care about none of them. I'm ready to get this 2 games on the road and come back and go on this long running streak. It's about the New York Knicks right now. And you have never seen my face before. OG Anunoby. Oh, no. 3 capital S's. Salute, salute, salute. Y'all have a great evening. It's almost game time.
Peace. That's the big homie, ladies and gentlemen. Jay Boogie right there. That's the big homie. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Ladies and gentlemen, look. Dallas, they average 118.6 points per game. The Knicks average 115.7, but since the trade of OG, the average they've been averaging like 120 per game. Since the trade of OG, the Knicks have the best defense in the league since that trade. Right? The last 5 games, they've had the best defense in the league. They're scoring plus shutting people down. Right, so the 115.7 you see for the Knicks right now, for the season is definitely different because the team changed. The Knicks average 45.7 rebounds per game, Dallas 42. The Knicks 24 assists per game, Dallas 25, but even that 24 assists per game is the best the Knicks have had since Tom Thibodeau's been the coach. That's the best assist number that they've had. 7.6 steals, 3.5 blocks for the Knicks, 4.6 for Dallas. Both teams around 12 turnovers per game. The Knicks shooting the ball. Both teams shoot about 47% from the field. The Knicks shoot the ball 37.8% from 3. Dallas is just about 37% from 3. A lot of their numbers are similar. But the two teams right now aren't exactly equal because Luka's not playing, and the Knicks now have OG, and that team looks a little bit different. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm predicting the Knicks going to win tonight. Leave out of there 6-0. That's my prediction for the game. Sorry this has got to be short, ladies and gentlemen, but I do have to get to practice. I want to be there on time so I can get home on time to make sure I'm watching the entire game. I'll probably miss the first quarter because I don't get out of practice till 9 o'clock. But ladies and gentlemen, I'll definitely be on the game the post-game show. After the post-game show, I'm looking forward to doing a Losers Lounge with my man T. Crow. All right? So, folks, I'm out. I appreciate your time. If you can support the channel, I would definitely appreciate you supporting the channel. All right, Cash App is $ nothing but Knicks. PayPal is paypal.me/nothing but Knicks. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. Peace. I'll catch you on the post-game show. 1.
This is MBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.